Hello. This is Danielle from Danielle Louise Health and Wellbeing. How are you? So, I thought I would create a little video about a detox that I'm going to be taking part in for the next 10 days. And really, this is the night before, if you like, the night before it begins. And I think it's really important as a health coach for you to understand that actually, in order to perform a detox and not have a health crisis because of all the toxins you're expelling, you do need to give your body a little bit of a hint of what you're about to put it through. Obviously, our bodies detox every single day, all day long. So when we wee, when we poo, when we sweat, we're constantly detoxifying as we move and as we go through the day. However, because of what we eat and our environment, we get to the point where actually we need to have a detox possibly every single month just to help eliminate all of the stuff that's been going on that your body has received. And that's really important at the moment. So obviously during Corona or COVID-19, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, we are being called to seriously take into consideration our health in a way that we never have done before. And this is something that I'm really passionate about. I can't just sit back and ignore, my diploma that I've got in nutrition, and look at the way people are panicking but not actually doing anything about their own personal health. And so hopefully this video and my journey over the next 10 days is going to help you and inspire you to move forward and to try detoxing for health, because it will give you a boost. And we all need to boost our immune system, regardless of whether that's right now because of what's going on, or just because, we're going to come out of summer and soon and hit the autumn. So it's really important that we look after ourselves and that we are constantly thinking about what we are putting into our bodies. So I'm going to be covering obviously things that I'm going to be consuming, but also other techniques. So today I'm going to roughly go through what I'm going to be doing this in preparation, and then also what the next 10 days look like. So the idea is to help my body to eliminate as many toxins as possible, through it, guiding its own systems to do that. And this is something I've been wanting to do for a really, really long time. And like I said, I just thought it'd be important to share with you my journey so that you can see the differences. So I'll also be uploading some before pictures and after pictures, some of my measurements and stuff as well. But obviously this evening is just a little introduction about what I'm going to be doing tonight in preparation for the next 10 days. So obviously when you're about to do a detox, it doesn't matter which detox you do. So you might decide that you're going to do a juice and a smoothie detox. It might be that you just do raw food detox. Do some research, because there are many different ways. Mine's going to be a mixture of raw fruits and vegetables over the next 10 days, but then also different techniques which I'll go into in more detail during those particular days, that I'll be doing to help my body eliminate any of the toxins. So what am I going to be doing this evening? So obviously I want to prep my body as much as possible. Your food shop needs to be done at least a day in advance. So all of my food preparation is done already for tomorrow, which is pretty impressive because I only came back off holiday about 4 hours ago. So I'm quite pleased with myself for that. You need to make sure that you are, or get as much organic produce as you can as well, because there's no point trying to flush your system to then consume a whole bunch of pesticides instead. That is not the way forward. So do try and make sure that it is organic. And then I will go through how it's going to work. So this evening, I'm going to be making sure that I give myself time for an Epsom salt bath. So Epsom salts is one of the best ways to cleanse you spiritually as well as physically. It's very good at grounding. It's just very good at allowing the body to seep any toxins out, and it's awesome for the skin as well. So my health weakness, is my skin. any kind of emotional discomfort or upset I will go through will come out in my skin. So sometimes it won't even be anything I've ingested, it will be purely emotional. So skin is my weakness, therefore an Epsom salt bath for me is like a little bit of heaven. I also go into an isolation tank, which is really, really high salt content, and I absolutely love that as well. So that will be in my list in the next 10 days as well. So Epsom salt bath is going to be where I begin. Obviously, lots and lots of distilled water. So I go for the distilled water, which I will talk about that because there are many different waters that you can have, but distilled is my number one. And I'm also going to have a far infrared sauna. That will be before the bath, obviously, else that would make no sense. The far infrared sauna allows you to expel your toxins at a bone level, so it's really deep penetrating, and it really has so many different health benefits. I've got a little pop-up one that is like a travel one so that it can just fold down and be tucked away. So I'll be having a 20-minute sauna before my bath this evening, and that will be the start of me generating the detoxification of my body. I will also be skin brushing. So I have a wooden brush. Again, I will put a few more details of this up in here. And I brush towards my heart. So I start at my toes, go up one leg, and I always constantly brush towards my heart. That helps with the circulation. It also helps to take your top layer of dry skin off as well if you suffer from dry skin. It also stimulates your lymphatic system as well, which so does the infrared sauna. So I'll be doing that this evening. That'll be before the sauna, and then the sauna will be before the bath. And then as I get ready for bed and during the night and first thing in the morning, I'll be drinking some lemon water with some MSM powder in there, which is also really good at generating a very gentle detox. It's also incredibly good if you suffer with candida as well, which most women do because it's emotional as much as it is bacterial, and that's really important to understand. And so that's really what I'm going to be doing in preparation. And then as the week goes on, I'll be sharing more of what happens, any side effects that I have or any symptoms. Obviously, the symptoms is just your body talking to you. It's just letting you know what's going on. A lot of the time people will panic about that. I'm like, oh my goodness, I've got this and that and the other. It's made me feel worse. And sometimes it will do, but it's actually just allowing the body to eliminate what it needs to let go of. And so that then brings me to something that is really, really important, and that is your why. What is your why for doing this? I had this realization the other day when I was like listening to all of the BS that was going on about Corona and everything else. And I was thinking, do you know what? It's so important that I look after my health, not so that I'm relying on any of the, not that. To stop me from being reliant on any of the medical systems. If I really, really need to go and ask for medical assistance, I will do, but that's not really why I want to look after myself. It will allow me to be completely independent, just like growing your own food does, right? So the more you look after yourself, the more you look after your body, the more control you have. And I'm not a control freak by any means, but I have control over my health because I choose to take responsibility for it. And I was really thinking about, why is it so important for me to be as healthy as possible? So I'm 37 at the moment, and I have one daughter. At the moment, it doesn't look like I'll have any other children, but I'd like to keep that door open until I'm 40. On top of that, I appreciate that obviously 37 or 40 is slightly older. It's not old, but it's slightly older. And so I need to take care of all of my bodily systems to allow that doorway to stay open. And then you had the flip side of that, which is that my current daughter, like Lola, is 4 in December. I want to be able to see her children if she chooses to have them. And that's really important for me. And so I have to keep my health going because I want to have those memories. I want to see that happen. I want to be in a position where I can chase after my grandchildren. And that for me is a huge, huge why. It's not just about wanting to be independent away from any pandemic that they decide to throw our way. It's not just that. It's far deeper than that for me, and it's far more personal. Health is all we have. This body is all we have. I say all, it's amazing, but we don't get to have another one. Therefore, we have to appreciate everything that we do. And so in terms of what I'll be covering when I do this detox over the next 10 days, we're also going to be looking at spiritual and mindset stuff too, because it's important for you to realize that, yes, you can do all of the cleansing with all of the food and all of the nutrition and the detoxification, but you also need to have the right mindset. You also need to be doing some elimination on the emotional front as well, letting go of that baggage, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. And now is such a good time. And I really sense that September is going to be quite a different month in 2020. And I just want to be prepared for that. So I want to make sure that I'm high energy for September. I want to make sure that all my ducks are in a row and that I can fly through September. Because for me, I know it's going to be a big month. It's going to be a big transitional month. And so there are my reasons. It's so important for you to have a strong why to get through your detox, especially if it is going to be like a 10-day detox. It's quite a significant amount of time. So there are going to be days that you just don't want to do it anymore, whether that's like on the following weekend when you know that you're going to be in a room full of people just stuffing their faces or drinking alcohol, if that's what you do. But it is really important for you to have that strong why. And I suggest you write it down and read it out aloud to yourself every single morning so that you get that mindset behind why you are doing what you are doing. So I hope you found that helpful. Obviously, if you did, please press like and subscribe. But just to recap, this evening is the night before my 10-day detox. So I am going to be skin brushing. I am going to be having an infrared sauna. I'm going to be having an Epsom salt bath. I'm going to be drinking distilled water. I'm going to be going to bed with a glass of lemon water and MSM powder to help me slowly detox, ready for tomorrow. And then as the week progresses, I will be live with some further updates and progression of my detox and any top tips as well. I'll also be putting it on my stories on my Instagram, so do follow me at Life by Danielle Louise on Instagram as well as Facebook. Have a great evening.